all Germans and Austrians were declared enemy aliens in 1940. I guess the war had become so bitter between the Germans and the British that they were suspicious of them, understandably. That's what happened to the Japanese. For whatever reason, it's not a well-known story. So I have all the letters that my father wrote to my mother. I don't know what happened to her letters. Obviously, she wrote back to him because he comments on her letters. And it was a tough time. They were in separate camps, not good conditions. He talks about how they had colds, bronchitis, a number of different illnesses during that time. It was interesting. He wrote to her originally in German, and then he found out that the censored, first of all, stamped it censored. He wanted to make sure there wasn't anything in there that, you know, was undermining the country. So it took several days before it got to my mother. So my father learned to write in English. You know, he talked about how they were losing property because they couldn't, you know, they were interned, and he had a small factory he had opened up in Wales. Those letters are now at the Holocaust Museum. I was encouraged to share them because the story is not well known. I gave them also to the Yad Vashem and to this British museum that's specializing in the Isle of Man. Either my father or my mother kept those letters, and we inherited them.
But did he give them, did you know that they existed while you were growing up, and did they talk about those times?
No. They may have talked a little bit about them, but they didn't talk much. But, you know, I've since read all the English written letters. I haven't taken the time. I realized that I need to take the time to have the German ones translated too. One of the things I didn't know, and I don't remember knowing, he refers in one letter to the fact that my grandparents, my mother's parents, were also interred and left earlier than they did. So I don't know what happened there, but I didn't even know, I don't recall knowing that they had been there too. I know one time my mother was having some unpleasant conditions, and my father wrote to her commander, said, "Can you help her?" And the commander treated my mother worse because of that. So he, you know, he learned not to complain. I guess my mother lost a lot of weight. My father mentions that evidently there were people who were in sympathy with the Nazis who were in her camp. Yeah, he talks quite a bit about their efforts and people outside, friends of theirs who were in England who tried to help them get out, and I guess they eventually got out.